In the late 1960s, tens of thousands of young Chinese flocked to public squares during the Cultural Revolution, waving copies of Mao Zedong's Little Red Book and chanting its slogans for permanent revolution. Now, thousands of Chinese internet users find their path blocked. Then they search the words Red Ferrari. The transformation has become a metaphor for the role corruption is coming to play in Chinese political life as the 18th Chinese Communist Party Congress opens on Thursday to choose a new generation of leaders. For China analysts, from Washington to Hong Kong and Beijing, the question is whether nepotist corruption is an embarrassing irritant for the leadership or a symptom of much deeper problems and divisions. Though neither was exactly a red Ferrari, cars driven by the young sons of top Chinese officials, a second generation of princelings, are at the center and have become the symbol of two of the most lurid corruption stories. Both had tragic consequences, and one was hurriedly shut down. It involved never-confirmed reports that in March the son of a top official and close associate of President Hu Jintao was speeding his black Ferrari down a Beijing highway, accompanied by two half-clad young women, when it crashed. The women were seriously injured. There is no word on whether the son survived. The party official, Ling Jiae, was cashiered to a less important post, according to Christopher Johnson, an analyst at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington. According to Johnson, the crash and cover-up provided an opportunity for former President Jiang Zemin to intervene in the leadership struggle with his successor Hu and potentially gain control of the new Standing Committee of the Politburo, which will run China for the next decade. All this maneuvering was going on behind the scenes as the Chinese leadership was making the rare public brouhaha over Beausoleil, putting his wife on trial for murdering a British businessman and drumming the ambitious leader of Chongqing province out of the party and any hopes of reaching the top rung of national power. And yet another Ferrari. As stories were surfacing about his parents, the name of the 24-year-old son of Beausoleil, Beau Gaiwa, started appearing, perhaps planted by senior Beau's political enemies. Younger Beau is the classic princeling of a princeling. Elder Beau gets that moniker as the son of one of Mao's original circle. Beau Gaiwa carries the entitlements of inheritance in an elite that has developed within 2 or 3 generations of the peasant revolution, an education at the British School Harrow, then Oxford and finally at Harvard's Kennedy School. Pictures on his Facebook page show him in Harvard graduation robes,